All right. Hello and welcome back. I am your friend Yoda Bauer.
And I am your boy, Professor Jango.
Hey. And we're here to watch the next latest episode of Star Wars Rebels. So this one is called A World Between Worlds.
Ooh, spooky.
Ooh, so spooky. Um, so yeah, this is what are we on? This would be the 13th episode, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
So as always, what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch it, and we are going to give you our reactions as we go, and you can sync our audio up with your episode, and it would be like we're all watching it together. Or if you want, you can skip to the end and hear our post-episode discussion. If you want, it would be about 20-ish, 23-ish minutes down the road.
I will say too, it's unlikely that you get to this episode without having watched the one before.
Mm-hmm.
But you definitely should
Right,
before you
yeah.
watch this one. So.
This is 100% a two-parter, so yeah. So I'm going to count us in, and we can go on go. Time code is 000. So we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
There's Yoda.
Qui-Gon? What? It's all sorts of trippy.
It really is.
Whoa. Was that Obi-Wan talking to Kanan?
That was at least how it was looped together. Was all of that just for our benefit? Because Ezra wasn't there yet.
Yeah. Or maybe that was like the hyperspace tunnel before. Maybe he did hear all of it. I think it's
Tron.
all living things. What I think is interesting here is we're getting all Jedi quotes.
Right.
Right. So like there's a notion, as I'm discussing in some of my Balance of the Force videos, I don't think the dark side is evil, but I think the Sith are evil.
Right.
I think it's interesting we got all Jedi.
You got any royalties for that? I think you kind of have to be a Jedi too, you know?
Yeah. Caleb?
Caleb.
It's not Caleb.
No, it's Caleb.
It's Caleb.
You're mistaken, sir.
It's like trying to say Savage oppress, you know? It's savage. We all know it's savage.
Well, did he actually try to open the door? I feel like if Palpatine had been on Lothal, he could have figured it out.
Unless maybe you have to be light side to open it?
Maybe.
Ooh.
What if there are like other doors in other places and the Emperor has one already?
I could see that. Tell us. What? I can see why Palpatine would want that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna kind
I
of.
certainly don't.
I have no idea. I think.
My fear of heights would have me crying if I were there.
Yup.
This is definitely some Indiana Jones stuff too. Like stepping where you can't see.
Yeah. There. I've
That's
heard.
Maz
I heard Ray too.
and Leia.
I
I'm getting
definitely
some
heard
hints
Ray.
watching it with subtitles.
Yeah, I 100% heard Ray. Is Ahsoka close by? Because that's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Triangle in red is very dark side to me.
Yeah.
Whoa! Oh, hey!
This is from
wait,
Twilight of the Apprentice.
did Ahsoka go through one of these doors? Is that how she survives? At the end, she disappears.
Maybe so.
Does she go through one of these doors?
Maybe is she about to come through the door right now?
That's what I want to know.
Because it said it was a time and space kind of thing.
Right.
So maybe she like goes through the door. Like we're about to see that. I don't know.
Oh, man.
Like, is this a vision or is it live?
Does Ezra now... What is going on? Right, I remember this.
Yep.
No.
What? I can't. I literally can't. I don't even know.
I don't. How mad do you think J.J. Abrams is that he didn't bring time travel into Star Wars? uh,
No, they're more than that.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Yep, me too.
Yeah, I find that very interesting.
No, I want you to share what that significance is, please.
Yep. I have a key.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. Uh, okay. So back to whatever happened here.
Yeah. Please pan up.
Where is the Ahsoka? And is she a wolf? Ah! What is going on? I know what you're gonna say. I changed my hair. Uh, 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 wait, is that maybe that is the daughter?
Maybe so.
Mm,
What if they find a portal and pull Kanan through it at the moment of that explosion?
ooh,
The same way that he just did with Ahsoka.
they should do that. I mean, I guess you could make an argument that like there's probably specific Force doors, and it makes sense
Right.
that that temple on Malachor would have been a Force door.
Right.
But I mean, come on. Maybe there was a Force door over the fuel depot.
But in Legends, wasn't the Jedi Temple on Coruscant built on a Sith
So,
temple?
no, I think that's in canon. I think that's in the
Is it?
Tarkin. I think it's in the Tarkin novel.
Because that became the Imperial Palace.
Right.
And so, like, if there are doors in special places, it would make sense if Palpatine has one.
That's true.
Yeah, Caleb, not Caleb.
Yeah. It's the cosmic force as opposed to like the living force.
Right. Well, that was the understanding of the living force, that when you died, you became a part of
Or
the.
the cosmic, yeah.
Right.
See? This could get dangerous. Playing
Yep.
with time. Playing with time doesn't usually go well.
I'm just shaking here.
I just can't. I can't handle what's going on right now. But do you think Ahsoka and Kanan would be allowed to leave here?
I don't know. It's not exactly the place I just want to kick it.
Right.
Do you?
Do you though? Did you change her fate though? You don't know.
Yep.
That looks like the Sith logo up there.
I'm gonna flip if Ray's in one of these doors. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I am trembling right now. She does, kid.
Oh. Can you hug, please, or something?
Oh my gosh.
Read Adventures in Wild Space.
Yeah.
That's where they are.
Wait, why is it still glowing? Oh, snap. Oh, crap. Ah! Ah! What is going on? So Palps does have a door, apparently.
I mean, assuming that's actual him and not like future, past.
Some other Palpatine.
You know.
Okay, so I'm on the same page as Hooded Man here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Something's happening to my brain.
So we saw this in the Yoda episodes in the Clone Wars, in the Lost episodes.
Really?
Yeah, he and Dooku try to catch Yoda while Yoda's in this Force vision.
I remember that.
Yep.
It all connects.
Ah!
Dave Filoni, you genius man.
I hate you, Dave Filoni. Oh, run, 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 run. This just got all Lost World Jurassic Park right now.
Yeah.
Run, 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 run. Everyone just needs to run.
Yeah.
Why are all of you not running? I'm just making noises at this point.
Oh no!
This is also very Poltergeist right now.
Yeah.
They're here. What the
Wait,
actual
is she going back? Because we saw her. I thought we saw her at the end of that episode.
We did see her at the end of that episode.
And so she went back to the same place later.
Which is how she survived the explosion.
And so now is she going to show up on Lethal in like the present?
Oh, I hate you so much, Dave Filoni. I hate you so much right now. What are you doing to my mind?
You better hope that's the right door, kid.
Right? So you're just going to fly out of the... Yep.
Yeah. How about you run?
No, close it with the sun. With the sun gesture. With the fists.
Is this going to be a one-time deal? Like if they close it, is it closed or is this...
Right. Like does the mural disappear? Or is it just there forever? Go, Chopper, go.
It's like BB-8 and the Walker.
Yep. And no one gets confused when she refers to him as the sun and says, it's dark out. Because, you know, no one knows what they're called. Oh, I'm getting chills again. Holy crap.
Oh, what is happening?
Ah. Oh, they're closing it. It's probably a one-off thing. Like, it's going to be...
Yeah. That's probably why Palpatine wanted to come in. Like,
Right.
if it's closed, it's closed.
Ah. Ah.
That does make time travel a very convenient one-time Star Wars thing, though.
Right, so we don't have this problem again.
At least until they let me write a canon novel.
Is Ezra going to remember any of this?
I don't know.
I legit was like crying when we saw Kanan. See what? What happened? Is this, wait, is this Lethal? She's rubbing her shoulder like, you know, she thinks Kanan's there.
Yeah.
You're not. Wait.
Why don't you tell us what it is? Because
It?
I'm not still certain.
The only thing I got was let go. So what are we letting go of?
The planet.
Uh,
Bye, Lethal.
Bye, Bolto. Later, Bolto. Have a good life. Kanan is not a wolf, okay? Kanan is not a wolf. Oh, that's a beautiful shot. Holy crud.
It really is.
Oh, what is going on? It's going to end here, and I'm going to be so angry. I'm going to just throw a fit. I'm throwing a fit!
Yep.
I'm throwing a big old fit. What the things I can't say on this channel? What is going on?
Oh my.
What did we just watch?
I don't know. This was
Oh,
I don't have a lot of words.
I don't have like what the actual like I don't know. I don't understand. Okay, so the temple's gone. We got that much. It was
Well,
like,
but like he said, this is where it was when we raised it.
that's true.
So does that mean that if there was still another master and apprentice, it could be raised again?
Maybe. One would we can only hope, right? But like, okay, so this has interesting implications to me too. So like the daughter opens the door, the son closes the door, which makes
Right.
sense in a way, and I liked that. I still think it's interesting that we heard Jedi voices.
Right.
Not to get too off topic and not to get into something I'm going to cover in another thing, but I've long held since the Mortis arc, which the Mortis arc blew my mind the first time I watched it on TV, that the dark side isn't what's evil, the Sith are what's evil.
Right.
And by that notion, it's not that the light side is good, but the Jedi can be a force for good. They just misused their power. Like, I think Luke in The Last Jedi is absolutely correct. Like, they let Darth Sidious come to power at their height. So I think it's interesting that we're hearing Jedi voices, I guess is what I'm getting at, because I think they are more good than... I think the Jedi are more correct about the Force, maybe, than any other order. Not that they were 100% correct, not that they didn't have failings, but that they are more correct than anyone, and if they actually followed their own teachings, they'd be even more correct.
Maybe so.
But that's just so Ezra saved Ahsoka's life in Twilight of the Apprentice, which is why she was able to get up and walk away.
And then she was still there at the end, too.
Yep. Yeah, because in Twilight of the Apprentice, that's where I was getting confused, because in Twilight of the Apprentice, we see her walk through that triangle. Like, if you played, these probably went other places too, but I know on Star Wars Card Trader, there was the Dave Filoni art series with Ahsoka, and one of them has her walking through the triangle. And Filoni had long since confirmed that she'd been alive, he just had done it in his own cheeky way. But then Ahsoka stops Ezra from saving Kanan, which has to happen, because if Kanan's life force is what manifests itself as that wolf, then Kanan not being dead means that wolf never manifests, which means Ezra never goes to the temple. It creates a paradox. So Ahsoka stopped Ezra from creating a paradox. Now, we don't know what's going to happen because he presumably saved Ahsoka's life. She presumably should have been dead.
Well, and he said, "Come find me." So, like, I'm assuming she's still going to show it. Like, we've still got a couple episodes left next week.
Right.
I'm assuming at this point that she's going to come back to Lothal.
I wonder if it actually took her that amount of time, or if she knew she shouldn't go. She shouldn't show up until Ezra would know about her. You know what I mean? Like, would it create another paradox if she showed up and told Ezra to do this?
I mean, maybe so, but would she have even known when Ezra was? Like, if she could recognize that he was in the future.
Right.
Because she said, she could tell he looked older. But, but, like, would she have even known...
I mean...
Like, when?
Or even where would she... I mean, Lothal would be a guess. I don't know that...
I mean, and I'm still curious, too. So, like, the door that Ezra came through was contemporary. Like, it was at the moment.
Right.
And then relative to that, Ahsoka was in the past.
Yes.
And what we saw of Kanan was in the recent past.
Yes.
But was Palpatine... Like, I want to know if Palpatine that we saw in that door was the same Palpatine that was just talking to that minister guy.
Right.
Who I looked up and was played by Malcolm McDowell, by the way.
I knew that voice.
And Ian McDermott, I paused it on the credit screen. Ian McDermott did voice Palpatine in that too, which is pretty cool.
Which is amazing.
But, like, I want to know if that Palpatine is contemporary with what we're seeing in Rebels too, or if it is a different point in time also.
I had referenced so the Yoda episodes that end the Lost season that airs that was a Netflix original, season 6 of the Clone Wars. Yoda goes through the process of the training to retain his identity after death so he can become a Force ghost. While he's in the process of this vision, he's in a compromised state. Palpatine and Dooku are around that cauldron with the blue fire, and they try to attack Yoda in this vision state, and they, like, fight Yoda in this Force vision. Now, I don't think that moment is this moment. Because Palpatine wouldn't have known who Ezra Bridger was at the time. Ezra wouldn't have been born. And he says Ezra Bridger and Ahsoka Tano, even though he said Ahsoka Tano in a weird way, because apparently everyone in the Empire pronounces names wrong. He has them both at last, which makes me think he's been looking for them for a while. So I don't think if it at least can't be that moment if it is in the past. Also, Count Dooku wasn't there,
right?
Which he was in the Yoda episodes. I would guess it is either contemporary or future and not past. Because if it was past, it would have to be so recent that he would know who Ezra is.
Right. No, it's just, I don't know, it's all...
But there's so much going on there, because we 100% heard Mads. I was pretty sure I heard Ray, but I guess I don't know that for a fact. But I was pretty sure.
So, I always watch these episodes with the subtitles just because I accidentally did that one time.
Yep.
And I saw that the wolf said Doom the first time, and it was D-U-M-E.
Yep.
And you can even hear me typing and looking that up in one of our earlier commentaries. But, so when I was watching it with the subtitles this episode, most of the names, like for the different audio, it said who it was. And I didn't see Rey listed, but that doesn't mean that she wasn't there. So, I did see Yoda and Qui-Gon and Kanan and Obi-Wan and Leia and Maz.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna, before I do anything more, I'm gonna rewatch that episode, probably with subtitles, just so I'm not freaking out the entire time, because I know we talked over things because we were freaking out.
Well, and the thing that gets me too is that there look to be dozens of portals there.
Yep.
And I want to know if all of those go to specific places.
Right.
Because it would make sense for them to go to specific places, like Malachor or the Jedi Temple on Lothal or wherever Palpatine might be.
Right.
But the fuel depot on Lothal seems less important.
So
are some of them fixed and some of them can show you whatever, or do they all show you whatever?
Maybe it's not about location, but like key points in history. That's a possibility. It could just be convenience. It could just be like you projecting what you want to see. Like maybe Ezra created that door, which is possible. What's interesting about this to me is the people from Mortis, the father, son, and daughter. Every time this is the my personal life getting in the way, but every time I say that, I always want to say Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, but it's Father, Son, and Daughter. The Father, Son, and Daughter are on the Jedi Temple, but in Clone Wars, the Jedi don't know who the Mortis people are. At least Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka, and at this time, Obi-Wan is on the Jedi Council, the Jedi High Council.
Right.
And they don't recognize who these characters are. And that, I don't think that's an inconsistency to me. That just makes me want to know, when did these, I think they're called anchorites, when did they fall out of common enough, at least among the Jedi, knowledge and go into obscurity?
Right.
Yeah. Because that's just interesting to me. And it also ties in, this could be just me pulling at straws, but there's a design, I don't know if it's actually seen in The Last Jedi. It's in the Art of the Last Jedi book. I think it might even be in the Visual Dictionary. I haven't studied it a whole lot myself. I've just seen things about it online. There's this thing called the Prime Jedi that existed in Luke's Jedi Temple. Or not Luke's Jedi Temple, the Jedi Temple on Octo.
Right.
And it has like this, it's a Jedi, but there's like, it has a very yin-yang looking kind of thing. And to me, when we don't know a whole lot about it, it implies that the Jedi initially were more about balance and had kind of lost their way. And it kind of makes me wonder, like, when did the Jedi make this transition? Especially with Legends blowing everything Old Republic out of the water. Like, anything with Revan, anything with Exar Kun, anything with, like, Naga Sadow and all of those guys is gone right now. Bane still exists to some degree. Though to what degree of his original story is left, I don't know.
Right, because of the Clone Wars.
And then the Rule of Two exists. I don't see why they wouldn't still be attributed to each other. But there's a lot of threads. I think one thing I really want to know that I'm not sure we're going to get told is whether or not that owl is the daughter. Because to me, Hooded Man, when he suggested, like, she could represent the daughter, or she could be the daughter, like, the fact that he had that thought and I had that thought tells me that probably means it's not going to be answered. Like, to me, if that was going to get answered, they wouldn't have addressed that.
Right. Well, and this is a way to make it about Mortis, but not be Mortis.
Right.
And so, like, you can even still question, like Sabine says, they're archetypes.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, we can still now question how, like, are they archetypes or are they literal? Because, right. We still don't technically know if what we saw in the Clone Wars was real or a vision.
And if we did, if they were real, they're dead, right?
Yeah.
The son accidentally kills the daughter, and then the father kills himself to take away the son's power, and then the son is either dead or powerless at the end. I can't remember. Right. But again, he's dead or powerless. So, but this was all working. So then that means if they are real, they are either dead but somehow still functional, or Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka went into the future and back, or a place where time doesn't exist. But it makes me wonder if it was still just a vision, like in that they're just.
But you were also saying too that the people that were on the Jedi High Council didn't know what Mortis was, but the minister seemed to suggest that he had seen other paintings. Like, he was familiar enough with the symbols to know the Father, the Son, and the Daughter.
Right.
So that leads me to think that even if Obi-Wan didn't know about it, that somebody did, or that they were in other temples or other places.
Well, and if I suppose Obi-Wan not knowing about it doesn't mean that others on the council didn't know about it. It just probably means it's not something they talk about on, like, potluck Wednesdays.
If it's not in the Jedi archives, it doesn't exist.
So, like, it could have been something that Yoda knew about, because he's been around forever.
Right. It's just so much to take in.
And I'm terrified that they're not going to tell us. Like, they're just going to...
I'm certain they won't.
But it's just like, you can't drop this in our laps and give us... Like, I understand, I don't need the calculus on how it works out. But, like, so far I've gotten stuff that makes me feel better. Like, the wolves having this, like, magical teleporting ability makes more sense now. Like, it's at least ascribed enough where I'm like, okay, these wolves have the ability to teleport because they're the guardians of the portal, and so they're using, like, the same powers of the portal. Like, I can do... This is why there's not force teleporting wolves all over the galaxy. Because if I were Palpatine, I would be like, screw the temple. I'm just going to take the teleporting wolves and teleport wherever I want with the teleporting wolves.
Yeah.
So this at least explains, like, where teleporting wolves come from. And Lothal is obviously way more important than anybody would have expected. But, Dagobah is more important than anybody would have expected. Jakku is more important, if you've read the Aftermath. I really want to read Empire's End again now. Were there Mortis references in Aftermath?
Not that I remember, or at least they weren't. I didn't pick up on them as explicit references if they were.
But I feel like, I wonder if I go back and... Because I'm planning on rereading them, because I want to do a series on them soon. Right. I wonder if there will be hints. Because maybe...
Well, and tie it back into Aftermath, too.
Yeah.
We know from Aftermath that Palpatine sent Thrawn out looking for stuff in unexplored territories, and I imagine Thrawn's going to come back next week in the episodes.
Right.
But what if Thrawn got sent out looking for these portals, and one of them might be on Jakku?
Right. Well, and I'm even wondering if what was I trying to say? I'm wondering if, similar to what you're saying, is if Palpatine's if Palpatine's observatory on Jakku isn't built around this. I mean, Palpatine could have been on Jakku for all we
Yeah,
knew in this
that's
episode.
True. Yeah.
I'm trying to see. There's no mention of Mortis in. I'm on the Wikipedia now, and according to them, it's not mentioned in Aftermath. Anything from Mortis. So I
mean, and it even like what if the dark side cave on Octo is one of these portals, and when Rey's looking through it, the portal is showing her something.
Yeah, maybe she can't like go through the door, but she can see it.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah, because it was a very similar space that she was in.
Right.
There's so much to. I think the moral of the story here is, why aren't people watching Rebels? Because that was some of the best Star Wars I have ever watched in my life.
Yeah, this is. I don't understand it either.
Like, and I adore The Last Jedi. I'm not a Last Jedi hater, but like, that got me as excited as The Last Jedi easily. And it got me excited in very different, like, The Last Jedi for me was like, this throne room scene is incredible. Like, why is Snoke dead? Like, this was just straight, holy crap.
Well, this is a level of explicit type of philosophy stuff that Star Wars doesn't usually do.
Right.
It's usually a lot of hints and things, and this is like not answers so much as like showing us the thing that usually only gets hinted at.
Right. So as we discovered, there's really only next week, which is super sad. I thought this was going to go on at least another one after that, if not two.
Nope, just one more week and then we're done.
Holy crap. Just holy freaking crap. Oh my gosh. All right. I think that's all I really have to say on it right now. I'm sure we'll have more to say.
Yeah, me
as
too.
we go through. But yeah, I guess we're gonna call it here. So we'll see you on the next one.
If we wrap it all up.
Oh, I don't want it to end.